Okay, it's Kimberly, and I'm sorry we tried to go live last night, and for some mysterious reason we were having severe issues with that going live. So hopefully we are live now, and I know this is not normally a time I come live, so I'm going to just go ahead and go live this morning, and I'm going to ship that over on our YouTube channel and that sort of thing, so that you guys didn't miss out. So if you are here this morning, I know it's early, and I know a lot of you are not normally on live during the day. But we're just going to go ahead and run with it just because we weren't able to share this information with you last evening. So if you are new to this page and you have just stopped scrolling and you found us here, welcome. My name is Kimberly. I am a furniture artist in Kernersville, North Carolina. And I am coming to you live sort of from my workshop. And you may see some other things around here that we've been working on. And we just want to welcome you and thank you for stop scrolling and seeing us on here. We are featuring Dixie Belle paint products in this area, as we are a premier for them in the local area. And so I'm going to get started. I want to show you a couple of things. These tops of these French Provincial end tables are very, very slick. So I did come in here, I did clean it. We have a white lightning cleaner, which is a powder cleaner. I put it in a spray bottle and I scrub these down. If you're familiar with our page, you guys probably already know that. If you are here, let me know you're here. Let me know I'm live. And I appreciate you stopping and giving me that little information there. So I do put this in a little spray bottle. I usually use warm water because it just kind of blends it a little bit better or mixes it up better. And I also use a little Scotch-Brite, which this one's well loved. So I use one of these, I spray it, and I clean all of my pieces really well first. First thing we do, always, 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 always clean. So after that process, because these were super slick, I did pull out the slick stick. This is a Dixie Belle's Problem Solver. So this is for glossy, shiny surfaces that help you get that adhesion that you need for your paint. So that's the second process. So clean it, and then I put slick stick. Now I only put slick stick on the very top of these end tables, because as well as the rest of the set, which we'll be doing along this week, only on the top, because that was the only place that was that super slick surface. And you'll know because it'll be super shiny, and even if you use a piece of Scotch-Brite or a piece of sandpaper, it's really not going to move that shine. That's when you know you need your slick stick. Put it on, better safe than sorry, and it actually acts like a primer as well on some things. Now on the rest of this dresser, and I'm just going to pull you down or into this end table here, or nightstands, which is what I'm working on. So you can tell they're very French Provincial. It's all been really well cleaned. And now I'm just gonna come in here and get started on some painting, because this is the video you guys missed last night because of our internet issues, and I apologize for that. So I actually am gonna paint this most likely in a two-tone. So I think I'm gonna come in here with the Manatee gray, and also either Fluff or cotton will work. At this point I have Fluff here, so I may just do Manatee and Fluff, and we're gonna kind of vintage these out and kind of keep them neutral, so they'll be clean and fresh and a neutral in the space that it'll be going in. And I do have my Dixie Belle mini that I'm working with here, that I'm using. It's a flat mini. A lot of times I'll use my oval medium, but in this case I'm going to use the flat mini, and I'm just going to kind of go in here and get started. Now mind you, I did clean these prior, so I'm going to get started on one. Obviously I have plenty in here to do, and I'm just going to move this guy out of my way and pull this guy in and just kind of show you guys, whoops, let's not flip it over, what my idea here is. So I'm thinking I'm going to two-tone this. And again, I can't tell if anybody's here with me. If you are, just let me know. And thank you for joining us early in your morning. So I'm going to get started here. I'm going to come in here and add my Manatee gray is what I'm using. And I have one that's open, so I'm going to use what I have. And also, where's my spray bottle? I always start with a damp brush. So it is dry right now, so I always mist. You see that fine mist coming out? You guys can see that. real fine mist. And so I always start with a damp brush. You'll find that that just works better on your paint and getting it to glide. So I'm going to come in here and just kind of show you where I'm headed with this. And let me see, maybe I can pull you guys in a little bit. Don't look at me. I have not done anything other than come out here and get started. I'm just going to put you where you can see. So I'm just going to come in here, and yes, I am just going to put on my first coat. You might need two. And I'm just going to call this cut it in on, not going to tape it off. I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm going to get started getting some of this paint on this piece. So I did not need to slick stick the whole entire piece, only, and I will be putting a different tone on the frame. So if you're not perfect with your cutting in, don't worry about it. You're going to come in with your white anyway, or your fluff. I call it white. It's a farmhouse white. So I'm doing these vintage, just kind of making them very, and look, excellent coverage. This is just one coat of paint. This is the Manatee Gray that I'm using. These products are available at the Nook and Cranny, Cooper's Vintage Village, and we also have a supply at Habitat for Humanity. So I'm just going to go on and do my next side. Because I'm going to tone this in. I'm thinking I'm going to two-tone this. My drawers are going to run out at me. Let me move her around. Just kind of show you what we were supposed to be doing last night on our live. So you guys didn't miss out. Have people messaging me about our lives not being available last night. Hopefully this one will go through. And we appreciate you guys having the patience and being with us while we work those issues out. So I did get a different phone, and it may have something to do with that phone. I don't know. So I've just kind of redone everything, and hopefully we're good. See a little trash in that paint, and I'm going to pull it out. Normally I always have a little cloth with me. So I'm going to make sure it's not in my paint, not on my piece. I'm just kind of cutting it in by hand. Just using the edge of that brush to just kind of give me those nice lines. See, I did get a little on here. No big deal, because I'm coming in with my white, and I'm going to put that in, fix it. This is one coat coverage you're seeing right now, and that's mostly because it is a light tone piece, but also a very good paint will probably give you one coat coverage, chances are. Now you can come in here and vintage this out, I call it dirtying it up, antiquing it out, whatever your process name is for that. And I'll continue to do that on this piece as well. So as we go along, I'm thinking pretty much that I'm going to do all of the frame is going to be in the white, and that's why you're seeing me do this. And now I'm just going to kind of decide here. A lot of times I'll get started on a piece and it'll kind of speak to me, and I'll decide where I'm going to go with it. So I'm not worried about whether I get it. I'm going to just go ahead. Probably going to do this. Go ahead and get this gray in. I kind of decide as I go along, as the piece kind of speaks to me, what I'm actually going to do to it. So in this case, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to run with my first initial instinct. If I don't like it, remember you can always come back in. You can always change it out. And you can kind of see what these pieces obviously were prior to painting. Make sure I get all up under here. You can see that they were this kind of trying to think whether or not, and it's always your preference because they're your pieces. If it's your client's piece, which this is a client's piece, you can kind of think, but a lot of times my clients just let me have my head. They let me kind of make the decision. They say, you're the painter, I'm not. You run with whatever goes on in your head. And so I'm fortunate that way. In this case, that's the case on this set. So they just want a clean look to the room. So you're wanting that. So kind of a simple, neutral, clean look. And obviously it'd be French Provincial. So now you could come in here and maybe paint this white and then come in and paint your handles gray. Or paint the whole thing gray, which I may do, as we're just going to talk about it. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll paint the whole, I'll do one set. If I don't like it, I'll come back in and change it. It's just a coat of paint. Like I said, it's not going to take you forever to change it. So I might come in and change the color of this insert right here. But we'll see. And yes, I paint over my hardware. I always do, because it just kind of gives it that unique vintage look. And obviously this is French Provincial. So when you add some paint to its original hardware, it's just going to be gorgeous. So just bear that in mind. A lot of paint on that brush. So I'm just going to take it down, clean it up, like inside there. I do have a fan running in here, which could cause your dry time. A piece of hair hanging on there. So that will change your dry time a little bit if you're running a fan in the background, which I am. So that's pretty much the coverage there on the gray. Now bear in mind, I'm going to come in all around the rest of this drawer in white. So let's pull this guy out. Thank you for being patient with me last evening. So this is not hard. This is simple. I think the hardest part about painting furniture really isn't the prep process or even the painting process. I think it's more the decision of your color. Because Dixie Belle gives us all these wonderful colors to choose from, which makes it a little harder on your clients. And a lot of times your clients, though, have a pretty good idea the color scheme they're wanting to run with. And or they go on Pinterest, which I always say go on Pinterest, because you know you're going to find everything known to man on Pinterest, so you're bound to find your interest there. So that's why I always guide them over. Go on over there, jump on that page. And yes, I do sometimes paint them right where they're sitting. Now I'll probably pull these out when I go to hit it with the white. But I think it'll be a very clean French country cottage feel when I finish with this set. So I have two end tables. We have these two end tables here, or two nightstands. We have a tall dresser, and then we have a smaller dresser that we're going to be doing this entire set on here. So you guys will be able to see that. So this is the beginning stages, just getting your color on, getting your slick stick on the top, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get the white going on the rest of this, and then we'll jump back on here on Thursday, which would be tomorrow, and show you guys how that's coming out. So I'm going to jump off of here for now. I want to thank you guys if you were here with us on our early morning live. We appreciate your patience with our issues last evening. We're going to share this on over there. Hope you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you Thursday. Bye for now. Thanks for viewing.